AFL Today's huge grand final preview is here. Leo, what do we cover?
I've got a loophole tactic for Chris Fagan to use on the big day.
And we talk about which niche Geelong player could get off the chain.
Ooh, check out AFL Today right now. Welcome back to the AFL Today Show, brought to you by Stockhead, here for a huge grand final week preview. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. We got the boys on the couch. They're absolutely pumped for grand final week. Mullaly, Marcus Bazzano. How are we, lads?
We're feeling good. Grand final week is here. Can you smell it? Can you smell it?
I can smell it.
I can smell something, all right.
Or is that Leo's odour? I don't know, but I'm excited.
Links Africa.
Links Africa.
Good choice.
No,
Good
it's
choice.
not.
What do you always go? 100 million?
100 million?
Yeah, or 1 million or whatever it is.
No, that's not my go-to. I've got plenty in the collection.
Good money in the collection. Another awesome show as we delve into all the matchups, tips, stats, debates, bog predictions. Of course, we've got the Norm Smith, the first goal, everything in between for the grand final, which we absolutely love. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel. We're going to do another rap show. We're going to be doing some trade stuff as well, team raps as well across all of our platforms. Hit the notifications bell. It really goes a long way. We've actually hit 11K now, so thank you very much to everyone who's subscribed, but we want some more subscribers. 11K, lads. So what's our next goal?
very
12K,
good.
15K?
1 million.
15K, 1 mil. Yeah, 1 mil. We're getting
15K,
closer
1
and
mil.
closer, so,
There we go.
you know,
There we go.
like
make sure-
goals.
Yeah, like goals. Make sure you follow AFL Today across X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and get us wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Before we get into the grand final preview, did you guys check out the Brownlow? I think you did. There was a lot of content if you want to check out on AFL Today for our Brownlow content. Bit controversial though, lads. That was a bit interesting.
Yeah, it was. Look, I'm going to get fired up. So I can't. Let's keep
When do you not, though?
I'm calm. I'm as calm as a cucumber.
I don't want you calm.
No, I'm calm. I think
The audience
you know
are
what?
nervous. He's calm.
I've actually thought about it, and the umpires.
We're spot on.
No.
Oh, no. And the umpires were horrendous when the thoughts were going through their head with some of those votes. But Matty Rowell, deserved winner. I mean, he was great all year.
Oh, he wasn't
I'm
even
not
the
going to
best
say. I'm not going to say he had a bad year.
No.
I don't even think he probably had the best year at Gold Coast. But he couldn't have happened to a nicer bloke, and I'm saying that genuinely because he was.
He's a very nice guy.
We saw him yesterday outside
Crown,
outside Crown at South Bank,
Marcus
and even
was
after
stalking him,
even after he finished his interviews and his media stuff, he went around and shook all the cameramen, all the
Yeah, he's a
journalists'
nice
hands.
guy, yeah.
Very nice man.
Very nice man. But he wasn't even the best player in his team. Anyway, we will touch on that on another show. Let's get into it. Saturday, the big dance, lads. Geelong versus Brisbane. The time it should be Saturday, 2:30 at the MCG. Or a bit controversial the time it should be, but I genuinely think it shouldn't change. Brisbane, this is 3 straight grand finals for them. And Jasper Fletcher, 3 seasons, 3 grand finals. He says this is the easiest sport in the world, lads.
Football's easy.
Football's easy.
All you got to do is be named Jasper, spelt differently than
Yes.
normal.
He's hitting his bonus every year in his contract by making the grand final.
Do you reckon they have? Do you reckon he
He'd
has
have, he'd have,
100%. They'd have like per game.
yeah, different sort of,
flag bonus?
like, what do you
Yeah.
have, like, addendums to tick off?
I've got no
Well,
idea.
that's all right. He clearly doesn't hit his bonus.
He hasn't hit his one. Obviously, these two sides, Brisbane and Geelong, have met 3 times this year. Lions won 2 in the regular season. The Cats dominated the qualifying final only a couple of weeks ago. The Cats in that match had 13 different goal kickers, dominated the marks inside 50, 21-6.
Yeah.
Are they the fair favourites in this one, lads?
Yeah, fair. Everyone's seen that performance and has gone, yeah, Geelong. And they've seen, obviously, last week how clinical they were against the Hawks. So they've gone Geelong.
But it doesn't always make that big of a difference. Anything can happen on grand final day. In terms of selection, we're going to start there. It seems like Jared Berry will be out, which is sad for him because he got that shoulder injury. But the superstar, the multi-Brownlow medalist, Lachie Neale is in. Now, this is the biggest storyline heading into grand final week. Would you guys have him in your side or would you play him? Because he's an old man. He's got calf injuries.
That's a bit harsh.
No, he's
He's
not
an old man. You're
but he's
saying
got
he's an old man injury, is it?
Old man
The calf
injury. That's true, yeah. Would you guys play him?
Well, look, we've seen a lot of recent grand finals where teams rush their players back and it backfires because they end up losing. As a Hawks man, seeing Cyril come back with a bung hammy and get through somehow, that was a miracle. Look, it's the grand final at the end of the day. It is the bloody grand final. If you rush your best player back 1 or 2 weeks early to try and help your team win and it backfires, like you tried it. I don't know. I feel like it's fine to play him and you should play him.
I agree. You should play him. He's one of 6 people in history to win 2 or more Brownlow medals. I think.
That sounds about right, yeah.
I don't know.
You have to put him on the park.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But the only thing I'm worried about, because we saw what happened with Collingwood last week against Brisbane,
Yes.
was that Pendlebury was a little bit sore in the warm-up. He was talking to the doctor, talking about his calf, and then he's on for 2 or 3 minutes and gets subbed because he's got a complaint about his calf. And then that just rules out your sub early in the game, and then that sort of put you on the back pedal in case you want to bring some sort of X
It
factor
doesn't help, yeah.
off the bench. That's the only concern, but I think Lockie Neal will just play through it anyways. It's a grand final at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, I think it is a big concern because it's a massive risk, but it's Lockie Neal.
It is.
Would you rather a 60% Lockie Neal or someone else?
60%
Or 70%? What do you reckon? I think
60% Lockie Neal that could go at any moment, or what, like a Sam Marshall in his first year, or Bruce Revel. I love Bruce.
Bruce. Bring
but
Bruce
like,
in.
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
It's not only on field as well, like off the field. He'll bring so
a good
much, like
leader.
on the ground.
Yeah, but if he
He's
was
a leader,
on-
he's been
Yeah,
there.
I know what
He's
you're
been
trying to
there.
say.
Well, obviously, a lot of players have been there and done
Yeah.
it. They were last year, but
Yeah.
I feel like Brisbane fans in the comments should let us know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Because if
I think they'll be
you're a
split.
Lions fan, whether you want Neil in the team or not, it'd be
Yep.
really interesting to see.
No, good call. In terms of Geelong, you've got Tom Stewart will miss, of course, with concussion. That's very sad for him.
what a joke.
What a joke.
Pre-grand final ball.
Well, they're not going to
What
change.
an idiot getting concussed.
Yeah, no, they're not going to change it. Just last week? Oh, Tom Stewart got injured. Let's have a bye, guys. Let's change the whole plan of sport.
No, but it's just the fact that they didn't have it in the first place. How
Oh,
have they
it's
not
easy in
foreseen
hindsight.
Yeah.
Easy in hindsight.
It is.
It is. Okay. The Cats are 15-2 when he has a minimum of 3 intercepts and 4-4 without him. How big of an out is he? Is the first question, lads? Because Tom Stewart's a superstar.
Yeah, massive out. I think, although, like, I know when he came off last week, I think Cat sort of reset a little bit and they really dug deep defensively, but he's someone that can take the load off the others around him. He can take the load off Henry, De Koning, and young O'Sullivan too, who's
True.
playing in his first grand final. So I think obviously huge out.
Huge out, Marcus.
Yeah, agreed. You spoke about the qualifying final previously and how Geelong dominated Mark inside 50s 21-6. I think that number 6 in Geelong's defence, that Lions took inside 50 will
Partly because of Tom
partly because of Tom Stewart,
Yep.
and you could probably see that increase possibly a fair amount with him out, and it just changes the whole Geelong backline, as Leo mentioned.
He even got a goal against Brisbane as well.
Yeah, he snuck
which did.
forward.
Snuck
They
forward,
all
which is-
did.
which is pretty. Yeah, everyone did, as we mentioned, 13 different goal kickers. Now, who comes in for Tom Stewart? You got Jed Hughes, who I don't mind, and then you've got Reece Stanley. So if Reece Stanley plays, is he one of the best 2-time premiership players of all time?
Oh, of course. What are you talking about? Only great players play in 2 premierships at the very
Exactly,
least.
exactly.
So Reece Stanley for sure. But in all seriousness,
Who would you
I
go
would
with?
actually pick Reece Stanley over Jed Hughes.
Really?
I don't agree with that.
I don't
You
think-
don't agree? I just think with they're gonna play Darcy 4 and the Big O.
Yeah.
Obviously. And Blitzarves, look, he's done great in the ruck. He was very versatile. He could more than do a job, but he's not you want to kind of utilise him throughout other areas of the ground and have the opportunity to do so. And with Reece Stanley in the side coming up against those genuine ruck craft versus ruck craft, it allows Blitzarves to do something different and possibly push Blitzarves back with Stewart out.
Yeah, I mean, you could push
Yeah.
Blitzarves back, but I'd argue that even locks down Blitzarves more. And I'd rather see Buse come in, defensive reinforcement for a defensive player. And you're talking about Blitzarves in the ruck. I want to talk to you about Blitzarves last week. He only had 3 less hit outs than Meek. Only 3 less hit outs. So I don't think you're not losing that much in the ruck.
Right, and he's better at the ground level either.
He's better at ground
Yeah.
level. Meek is, I would say, better ruckman than both Fort and the Big O.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
individually. And on top of that, Blitzarves has 11 tackles and a goal. And if you want to move him around, they have Sam De Koning who can go in the ruck and chop out. And you can move Blitzarves back. You can move him to a wing. So get schooled, buddy.
Get schooled.
I'm not saying get schooled. Hey, no,
1-0.
let us know in the comments, Geelong fans. Who would you rather see in the side?
Oh, they're on my side.
They definitely say Buse because Stanley's a bit of a mug, but
No,
I just
no,
think tactically it might work.
Premiership player.
It
Reece
will be
Stanley.
interesting to see in the comments.
Yeah, there we go. We'll have to
Drop a 1-0 for Leo.
Drop 1-0. There we go. Tag/matchup watch. We've been looking at this all season across Geelong games, Sydney games, but now we're going to specifically look at this one. The Cats. I think Leo chucked this one in there. The Cats have the holy trinity of taggers. So you've got Mullen, Atkins, and O'Connor that can do a real defensive job. Mullen last time kept McCluggage to just 14 disposals. O'Connor went to Rayner, and the only reason Rayner got 2 goals because the umpires gifted me a couple.
Kick 3 in the end.
He kicked, yeah, but it wasn't that impactful, I don't reckon. Settle? I'm getting a bit angry over here. Oh, I like Cam Rayner. I just wanted to discuss that. Do we think that they should do the similar matchups Geelong, or should they change it up?
I think so. Yeah, I think I maybe would put Atkins on McCluggage because I think Atkins can do the same thing. Like Atkins did the same thing on Newcomb last week.
Yeah.
And then I'd maybe look at Mullen if a small forward gets off the chain, because that's where I think maybe bulk goals can come from Brisbane. Like if you got Lohman off the chain, if you got Charlie Cameron off the chain, you could probably put Mullen to either of those. So that's maybe one thing I'd slightly change.
Yeah, I'd go a little bit differently. I'd probably just put Atkins on Neil, who's coming back from an injury.
You need to tag him. If
You don't
come back
need
from
to.
injury?
You don't need to,
Okay.
right? But if you're going to put him on anyone, I think Neil, because
What about Ashcroft?
a bit of
Normie
physicality.
himself.
You could put Will Ashcroft on him. I'm just really, let's just see how much game time, like on ground game time, he actually has.
Lockie Neal.
Yeah. But I do think, look, Mullen worked on McCluggage last meeting. He only had 14
That's
disposals.
nothing
And then
for him,
McCluggage was superb in both the semi-final and the prelim final.
Yep.
And Brisbane win those games.
Yeah.
So I think he will have more impact on the game than a 60% Lockie Neal will.
Yeah, okay.
mind
And
it.
on Mullen, I just don't think he should have his kicking license. Just a random one.
He's not in the team for his kicking.
Oh, I know, but there was a few times last week I'm like, just go back to the tag, mate, or just handball it. He kicks it sideways, and as I saw so many Geelong fans going, oh no.
The Irish are meant to be good kickers as
I
well.
know.
Well, Leo's got a loophole around the tagging situation.
Leo's
Does he?
loophole.
There we go.
Leo's
Chuck
loophole.
your coach's hat on.
Coach's hat for Leo's loophole.
Yeah,
No,
the
look,
Oracle.
I do want to pose something out for you boys. So
Okay.
if let's say there's a world where Will Ashcroft is tagged, McCluggage is tagged, and Rayner is tagged, and all three taggers obviously brilliant in their own right. But if you're Brisbane, would you look at giving those three guys the majority of centre bounce attendances? Because if you look at it, the three taggers will not all start in a centre bounce.
Well, you can't put
they're not going.
The three taggers on the three taggies.
Yeah, then they're not going to win. They're not going to go to win the ball. They're there to make sure their player doesn't. And Geelong will then be forced into playing two of probably Dangerfield, Baz, and Holmes, which is obviously fair enough in the centre bounce. But then does that mean that there's more chance for McCluggage, Rayner, and whoever the third guy is to be way more impactful in the centre bounces?
He's onto something here.
And may I add, if Neil isn't tagged and he's coming back from injury, could you play him as a forward, like a half forward?
Yeah.
Sneak him away a little bit, even if his CBA's on. I know he's a brilliant ball winner, but you could play him as a high half forward, get him up to stoppages, and maybe you could sneak a goal. He's got the
Chris
height of a
Fagan-
brilliant small forward.
Chris Fagan better be listening to this.
Yeah, no,
He is.
forget about Coach of the Year, Chris Fagan.
Yes.
This is the Coach of the Year
Leo
right here,
of
the
the
Oracle.
I was going to ask you guys, is Chris Fagan going to throw a spanner in the works? And that's exactly what Leo wants him to do.
I don't
So-
even think that's a spanner, though. I think that
think-
would be like a spanner would be like, I don't know, putting McCluggage at half back or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't mind that either.
Zorko half forward.
Zorko half full.
yeah, that's the other one that they could look at tagging is,
Yeah.
is Zorko.
Is Zorko, yeah.
Is that one that Mullen could go to, or because I feel like O'Connor has the height and strength for the Rayner type.
Yeah, I think
So
Rayner
I think
definitely.
that matchup is set in stone. But I
Zorko's
like the
not a
centre
bad
bounce
shout.
plan. I like it.
I like it.
Do it, Fakes. Come on.
Of course you like it. You said it. but
I'll be watching the CBAs very closely.
Dude,
And
Bris-
we'll talk about it on the rap show.
All right.
Talking about taggers, do Brisbane play a negating sort of role with Dunkley on someone?
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Like Baz finished third in the Brown.
Yeah, because you got Dunkley could go to what? Danger, Baz, Holmes.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe Danger's back in that conference. Like, obviously, he's a superstar. I didn't think he had that in him last week, so now he's a bit of a worry for Brisbane, yeah.
Just take your pick of who's gaining the most momentum and who's getting off the chain a little bit. Dunkley will be in majority of CBAs or even just stoppage clearances.
Yeah.
I think for stoppage clearances, you put someone on Danger rather than...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I think Danger has...
Baz, I reckon.
He's more likely to use his body, but and like you mentioned, like he will just get a handball out and his strength in his hips. He can get out of a contest and break through and kick a goal, very like Dustin Martin like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is there even a point if he's just going to do that anyway?
Well, not if Dunkley's there. Dunkley can be the
Dunkley's
man
an
to
elite
try
tackler.
and stop that.
That would be a good matchup, seeing Dunkley, who is him and Atkins are the best tacklers in the game,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No,
Rao as well.
Statistically, two of the top three this season. So there you
I'd
go.
say Rao would be the other
Yes,
one, surely.
yes.
Yeah. So you've got those two guys who are obviously excellent in that craft. I'd love to see Dunkley on Danger for that reason, to see if Danger can still break those tackles. But I still think you start on Baz.
He's the most damaging.
It's
yeah.
Showtime Baz.
Showtime Baz. Oh, actually,
Yeah,
he's
like-
going to get a few boos, Baz. And how many, yeah, he's going to show the bird.
I don't reckon you get booze. Corporate, will they
No, I
boo?
don't think so. No, I think he's won people over with his Speedo sunnies.
I don't know if he's won people over.
I
He
don't think
definitely won Liam over in the socials. He wore some sunglasses.
that might have
as
been a
well,
bit of mayo
post-Brown
for
there.
the socials, I reckon. He's
Well,
still,
you would never.
he's still a bit of a tool, but anyway.
Whoa.
There we go.
Whoa.
What? I can't say that.
Sharp
I'm
tool.
Sharp tool. There we go. Another matchup is Levi Ashcroft and Ollie Dempsey. Now, the Lions, they need this matchup just not to happen. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe set some screens like in basketball just to get them
Out
apart
on a
from each
wing.
other, because Dempsey had 25 disposals, 3 goals, absolutely tore young Levi apart in the qualifying final. Who do we think? What would you do with Levi, and should you try and get Dempsey near him just to annoy him?
Well, it's a bit of a shame for Brizzy because Jared Berry would be perfect for this.
Oh,
He would.
true.
Height
on the
wise,
wing.
can match Dempsey's athleticism and overhead marking. Can play a bit more of a defensive role when needed. Jared Berry can. So you look at their wing options, Brisbane. If Neil does come in, he's obviously more inside. You got Levi, who I would probably play a bit more forward of the ball if possible.
Yeah, he's kicking goals.
But the other one, who has been impressive, I've really liked the look of, is Sam Marshall, but he's in his first year. He's got some composure, nice on the outside, but is he one you're going to back in against Ollie Dempsey, who's very creative going forward? Just one where I think if Geelong are going to win this match, I think Dempsey has a big say and can really exploit that
Yeah,
matchup.
that's definitely the area of the ground where Chris Scott can exploit.
He'll be licking his lips.
Also, but it's hard for Brisbane to just keep up with the long-haired Yahoo players. Like you can't tell. Like it's like I'm on Dempsey and then De Koning's over there and Stewart's.
Well, they're a bit different height.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that's why Loman shaved his hair.
Maybe.
Everyone was getting a bit confused.
I love how, did you see the last week, everyone going, no one calls him David Beckham. No one calls you that, mate. That's all the Brisbane players said. And he's like, yeah, all the teammates have been calling me.
No, I call him the boy in the striped pajamas. I don't call him.
Oh, it's Schmuel. There we go. There we go. I didn't think we'd get a Schmuel shout out. Next one, Leo wanted to ask this one. I'll ask it for you. Who is the most important player on the ground? Obviously, we've got some superstars. Doesn't have to be the cream of the crop, the best players. But who do you think the most important player on the ground is? I'll start with Leo because he's a bit controversial.
I think it's Neil. Shannon Neil.
Shannon Neil. He has a lot of
Shannon
brown though.
Neil.
Oh.
Neil's
I just reckon we've seen.
Shandong.
We've seen.
I don't know.
What is that?
It's better than Neil's up.
And then Neil's like, what about me?
It isn't fair.
I did consider making that.
Shannon.
Joke. Even I said it was too far.
Oh, that was good.
I just think we've seen what Harris Andrews has done, not just in the finals, but this season, his whole career. He's so critical for Brisbane. I think, was this you, Stats Guy, put this in?
I can
You can
read
read
it out.
it
Yeah,
out.
he's
Go for it,
averaging
mate.
19 disposals, 13.5 marks, and 9.5 intercepts in the last 2 finals.
Yeah.
Obviously, had a bit of a quiet one last time against Geelong. So
I think
is he-
Neil did well on him last
Neil
time.
did well. So he's definitely going to stay on Neil, not go to Jezza, because you'd rather him as the intercept. Is that what we're leaning
I
for?
think, Gardner or Leicester will have their hands full with Jezza.
I think Gardner for sure.
But you're
Yeah.
saying with Neil, he's sort of got to play a bit more defensive and get in the way of Harris Andrews.
Take
Is that
him
what you're
away
saying?
from the dangerous space. I think when the ball's going inside 50 for the Cats, Andrews is fantastic at where he sets up, where he can read the play and chop it off. Neil honestly has to play a decoy. He needs to be far away from where Andrews is, or either putting body on Andrews. You can't be in between. If you're far away and the Cats players are looking inside 50, you either use him or you don't. But you probably have to use him, make Andrews accountable. But if Neil's on him, you body him up straight away, take away any space you can to take the mark.
So I think it's a very similar sort of role that Billy Frampton
True.
had to play, and it worked against the same
Yep.
opponent as well. So if you'd be happy as a Geelong supporter if you can keep Andrews quiet,
Even if Shannon Neil doesn't kick a goal.
Shannon Neil doesn't kick a goal and has 3 or 4 disposals, as long as he's done his job and it allows
true.
the likes of Danger more one-on-one contests, Jezza more one-on-one
They
contests.
have enough goal kickers that they'll be fine
Yep.
without Neil any scoring output.
No, I like
Agreed.
that. Marcus, your most important player of the game?
I'm going to go, we talked about the Geelong player, so it's only fair that we go to the Brisbane side of things, and I think this is the biggest barometer in the Brisbane lineup, and that's Cam Rayner. I know he's going to be copping some attention, but you saw how much of a barometer he was able to play in the qualifying final, although, in all fairness, dodgy free kick to get him a couple of goals,
Yes.
but even he sparks momentum. He's a player he just needs that one moment.
The
but
barometer.
But he will have so many moments throughout a game where he can, he'll kick one from 60, he'll kick one from the boundary, he will force a free kick, and he loves getting the crowd riled up as well. So Cam Rayner for me is the most important, and he could, cop some attention from the crowd as well. So
From
he'll
last
need
time,
to roll. He'll need to roll himself up. So
He did get the crowd going after the big
Yeah.
do
celebration.
they boo
last
him?
time.
Will they?
I
boo him?
reckon he's more likely to be booed than Baz.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Well,
For sure.
there could be a lot of booing if they both have over a few touches.
Well, I don't think they'll
You don't
boo
reckon?
Baz.
I
I reckon
a lot of
they could
people
boo
just
Rayner.
don't like that man.
No, but Rayner is in great form as well.
Yes.
He loves playing in the state. 2+ goals in his last 10 interstate games.
Which is pretty good because they
good.
obviously play well at the Gabba, but he's been awesome away. In terms of another big man, Jeremy Cameron, we're going to talk about him.
Is he the most important player on the ground for you?
Oh, I think so. I think a lot of the times big forwards go missing, and you can see that through the years gone by with Norm Smith. The tall forwards don't really win the Norm Smith. So he's kicked 7 goals across his last 3 meetings with the Lions, averages just under 4 scoring shots a game versus the Lions, which is another one. But he's been a bit inaccurate lately, and especially against Brisbane, I think he kicked 2, 3. So do we think he can fire up, and how many is he going to kick, lads?
Oh, I think he can definitely fire up. I can see him kicking
3 goals,
3 to 5, to be honest.
Yeah, but is he going to be inaccurate like he has been lately, or is he going to straighten up?
I reckon he'll straighten up.
So he's going to kick
3-1, 4-1.
4-1.
Does he pull out another?
Oh, that was the best
celebration.
If they win.
If they're winning.
And will he lose his premiership medal on a cow again?
I think he's past that. I think he's going to move on to his other farm animals.
Like what?
Pig.
Hey, what did you call me?
Yeah,
you can't be saying that. So yeah, I'm going to go Jezza. I'm going to say 4 goals as well. I don't mind that. I reckon he's going to have a big day. All right, before we get into our tips for the big game, we're going to cut to a chat with Jess Robinson from Code Sports. All right, we've got a special grand final segment. We've got Jess Robinson from Code Sports. Thanks for jumping on, Jess. And are you pumped for grand final week?
I'm so pumped. This is a matchup that I don't think many people can actually predict what's going to happen.
No, it's just literally could go either way. We were talking before we jumped on here and saying, we could tip Brisbane, we could tip Geelong. We'll get into that at the end of this little chat. The one we want to touch on, which we touched on earlier in the show, is Lachie Neale. I saw that Code Sports footage of him at training looked a bit ginger. I was a bit worried about him. What's your thoughts of him playing? And I heard Jay Clark saying he could be playing. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yes, so Chief Footy writer Jay Clark, a story went up this morning speaking about the Lions' plan for Lachie Neale's return, which if he does return, it'll be actually a medical miracle.
I know.
They're going to call it. Referenced in the story is Dr. Peter Larkins, renowned sports doctor.
Legend,
he has called it a high-risk return. I mean, which we do know Lachie's only played 1 match in 54 days it'll be by the time we hit grand final day. So if he does return, there's a lot of risk that goes with it. I do think Brisbane will take the risk.
Yes.
They'll probably want to have a dual
Brownlow
medalist in there, but calf injuries, his age, it's a recurring injury. Something like a calf can just happen so quick and re-trigger. So yeah, he pulled it just under 3 weeks ago again.
That's crazy. That's a crazy quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround. So I mean, people are saying he's 100% playing. I think the people around Lachie are very convinced that he'll make the comeback. And I think the footy world would love to see it and see him get through unscathed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just because, as you said, dual Brownlow medals, you want to see him play. Obviously, some more good news story. Max Holmes and Oscar McInerney most likely set to play in grand finals. They missed him in the past due to injury. What do you think these names bring to the team? And it just feels good to see them playing because it's tough when players miss out on grand finals. Yeah,
we love to see these feel-good stories, and there's nothing worse than a heartbreak. We've got Tom Stewart missing out, of course, which is heartbreaking in itself. But Oscar was the ultimate team player last year. He got around his teammates just so unbelievably. So he'll absolutely be relishing this opportunity. He was so humble the other night as well when Brisbane had got through, saying, I don't know if, I have to make it through selection first.
Oh, he'll be. And he's played all year.
Yeah, you would think
he seems like the biggest gentle giant and everyone just sort of loves him. And I think they were trying to give him some medals and he didn't want it last year. So it'd be a really good story if he could get that. And then Max Holmes as well, just a classy player, so you need him in your team, and they would have missed him a couple of years ago. Yeah,
of course. He missed the 22 grand final with that hamstring injury, so he's got a big redemption arc coming this weekend, and he couldn't be more pumped about it. And I think everyone in the footy world, again, is just going to be so excited to see him out there. He's got an increased role off the half back line, of course, with Tom Stewart, as we just mentioned, going down. So I think he relishes that opportunity.
That'll be good. Now, Jess, I saw this morning and across the last couple of days that you have an article about Snoop Dogg. So his global reach, obviously he's been around for a long time, but he's been absolutely awesome. How do you think Snoop's going to go? And any insights through your article on Code Sports as well?
Yes, well, I spoke to the Mushroom creative director, Tom McDonald, who gave me plenty of insight into the Snoop Dogg performance, which is going to be big. It's a big operation. He's bringing about between 50 and 80 people are traveling
Really?
with Snoop.
I reckon he's just done that to bring some mates over or
Yeah,
something like that.
maybe.
Yeah.
There's definitely a big party coming with him. And then there's an ensemble of about 150 people going to be
Wow.
on the stage or, around the stage performing alongside him. It's going to be a big band presence. So they're definitely trying to build the spectacle. The AFL went all in on this vision to create a global moment about 4 years ago. It started with Robbie Williams.
Yes.
And of course, they're trying to bring in the Australian local ties. So Robbie had Delta this year. Snoop's got Tash Sultana's playing in his band.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
There's lots
How good's that?
of Australian voices. Baker Boy.
I saw,
Vera
yeah.
Blue's going to be part of the performance as well.
Awesome.
So there's a lot to expect. I think it's going to be a global spectacle, and that's what the AFL is set to achieve.
Yeah, I think they've done that, as you said, the last couple of years. I don't know if you saw Snoop Dogg as well, just on the field with the Dacos brothers yesterday. He was slotting them from everywhere, from the boundary, from 40 metres out. He looks, I think he's 6'4". Could we put him in the ruck on Saturday just before the game? Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, why not?
And I saw Alex's video on social media calling him out, saying Geelong will probably manage to sign him up.
Yes.
But yeah, he was kicking them out from 40 and he kicked it from the pocket or something.
Yeah.
I think the Dacos boys were actually pretty impressed.
Yeah, they were. They were trying to teach him, and then he just was slotting them from everywhere. So maybe Snook is more talented than we thought. Finally, it wouldn't be a grand final show, Jess, if I didn't get some tips for you for the game. So I'll start with just who wins. Who's going to win this one?
I really, my heart says Brisbane, but my head says Geelong, so I'm going in with Geelong. And I think it's going to be, a 3 to 4 goal game. So I'm calling it 25 points.
25 points. Ooh, okay. So they'll win, pretty easily. Norm Smith in this one?
I'm going to go Max Holmes. I think he's going to really relish the opportunity to be part of the grand final, and he's got a big role to play, as we mentioned, by Tom going down. So I think he steps up.
No, I like that. And then we're going to finish with a big call. We're going to have our big calls coming up on the show as well. But what's your big call for the grand final? Always tough to pick one in the grand final.
It's tough, yeah.
It's really hard.
I really struggled thinking of this, but I really loved what Harris Andrews did in the prelim. I mean, as he does all the time. He's just such a staple of that defensive lineup.
He was on fire,
yeah, he's huge. So I think he keeps Jeremy Cameron at bay.
Oh, how many goals is Jess going to get on him?
I think he might still kick 2.
Okay, 2, but nothing big. Yeah. Few big intercept marks from Harris Andrews as well.
I'm expecting it.
No,
Yeah.
I like that. All right, thank you very much for coming on, Jess.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, lads, let's get into the tips and margin for the big grand final day, the big dance, what everyone wants to know. Who are you tipping? I'll start with Makosa.
Are we all going the same? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, it's in the run sheet.
Yeah, we'll wait everyone. I'm going Geelong. They enter the match as favourites. I do think it'll be a close contest. Brisbane just know how to get it done on the big stage, and interstate they've been fantastic.
But you're
so
tipping
far.
Geelong.
But I'm tipping. They have been the best team this season, Geelong.
Yeah.
And I just think, obviously there's some off-field issues in terms of injuries.
True.
Obviously still with Geelong with Tom Stewart out, but I just think they have the nous, and they're going to get it done.
The nous.
They're going to get it done by a few kicks, I think.
Mouse in the house. Do you think they have more depth, Geelong? That's how I'm leaning towards Geelong as well.
Well, that's great. We went through Hawthorn versus Geelong, and we actually went on the Hawthorn side of things.
I went for Geelong.
Yeah.
For the bottom 4 players.
It's definitely, I think it's Geelong in this one.
But I think Geelong are just a little bit more reliable in terms of in the middle and on the outside with this one, especially with an unfit Neil, Berry injured.
Dunkley's a bit sore as well.
Although you got the likes of, there's going to be superstars
Geelong
everywhere.
reliable, though. Doesn't seem like Geelong.
All right, Leo,
Reliable.
hit us with your tip. It might be a bit controversial. Let him know in the comments what he's saying.
Let me know what I'm saying.
As in, if he's correct.
I'll tell you what I'm saying. Brisbane Lions. I'm on them.
Really?
I'm on them.
I don't hate it. It was hard to tip.
At start of the week, I was tipping Geelong, and it's tough to tip. But it was yesterday. It was a moment yesterday, and I'm just thinking about this game, and I'm going. I just think on the day, it's about who rises to the occasion. We're talking about the tags and all that, and that could very well happen because they're very good taggers. They're great players. But it's just who steps up to the biggest of big moments and rises to the pressure. And I just think it's going to be Brisbane. I think they're going to win the midfield battle. And I think the way when they win that midfield battle, the way they move it forward, they get a wave going, they get their uncontested mark game going, which really all starts with the likes of Zorko and Wilmot and Fletcher down back. I just think they're going to be potent. Yeah. And I think they're just going to... I know Geelong have been so clinical, so that's why I'm very nervous.
The runoff halfback for Brisbane versus Geelong.
Yeah.
So
Geelong's
crucial.
a bit more
Fletcher,
top start,
Fletcher, Wilmot, And then Geelong very much, uncontested mark sort of.
Well, so are
team.
Brisbane, to be fair.
So are Brisbane, but if Wilmot and Fletcher can spark something with run off half back, like we saw Nick Dacos went for a run, then Wilmot literally just picked the ball up and was like, you know what, I'll show you. I'll shrug the tackle of you, Nick, and then run, burst through the middle of the ground.
Tango dance lesson.
But what you could say...
Keep going.
What you could say is you're being Leo the Lion.
You could say that.
Give us a roar.
I was actually going to. This is funny. I was going to ask you for a row. So I'll do a row. I'll do a row.
I'm not a cat, though.
I'm the umpire's I'll do a roar if you do
I'm not a cat, but you're Leo the Lion.
You meow and he has to roar.
You're Marcus the meow.
Meow.
Roar!
Oh, that was worse.
He did the hands as well.
I gave the hand.
Clip that up. Fan edit.
That was
fan edit.
Fan edit. I don't have any fans.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
all right,
do,
haters.
I'm going to wrap up the tips and margin with my tip. Geelong by 12. I'm leaning towards what Marcus said. I think Geelong have more depth. I think they've got just the stars. They don't have any guys other than obviously Tom Stewart out, big out. But I think they have more depth overall. And they're not coming into the week with injured players. I reckon Lockie Neal's going to go down early. I hope he doesn't because I love the bloke. But he looked really ginger at training. So I think that's not going to help the Lions. And then they'll be one down.
Change?
What was that?
Don't worry.
His hair colour changed. What? What he said?
To ginger.
Oh, the ginger. There we go.
Mate, come on.
Yeah. I'm trying to just worry about this. Anyway, Geelong by 12 points. Before we get into the rest of the Norm Smith first goal and all of our tips there, we're going to cut to Wally's best bet from Footy Form Guide.
Yeah, thanks, guys. How good's grand final week? Well, I'll tell you what, Harrow and I have been just finished recording and we're absolutely pumped about it. It's been some sort of year. We're looking forward to hopefully getting some winners on the final day. We have two best bets for you this week because there's two that we really, really like. One is Geelong at the line. Well, they took care of Brisbane earlier in the final series. They're actually facing a worse Brisbane. They're a little bit more banged up. We don't know how fit Lockie Neal is, how good condition Dunkley's in. He obviously spent some time on the Pine in the preliminary final. They dispatched the Hawks in such impressive fashion. Also, their last quarters are the best in the business. Brisbane's are a little bit of a 50-50 late, which tells us Geelong have that fitness edge throughout the final series and before, really. So we're going to be playing Geelong at the line. We think they can win comfortably. The other area that we really like is the total over points. The line's about 170.5 at the moment. We like it up to probably 180-ish. The thing with this is that both these teams have been going over this mark recently. Their last contest went over it. The Geelong prelim went over 200 and was somewhat competitive for a half, almost three quarters. So we think that Geelong are going to win this one and it will be a relatively high-scoring grand final. Anyway, best of luck. Enjoy it and thanks for having us on. Good luck with the rest of the show.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Thank you very much to Wally. Make sure you check out Footy Form Guide on YouTube. They've been smashing it out. With the bets are absolutely flying. They're getting winners galore, so make sure you check out their show. All right, lads, the big one, the normie, Norm Smith is going to be Ashcroft again. I almost stumbled my words there. Who do you think, Leo? Who's going to win the Norm Smith?
I think it's going to be Hugh McCluggage. I think he breaks the tag. I really do. It's about the day. It's about the occasion. And I'm going on about it, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I don't know about that. But I just think 30 and a couple of goals. And I think Geelong will try, obviously, to tag him. He's one of the best players, but he'll rise to the occasion as an absolute superstar.
Interesting.
In a winning side.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Marcus?
I'm going to go Bailey Smith. He finished third in the Brownlow. He's just built for these types of occasions. He loves the moment. And I think he could easily have 35 disposals, polish it off with a goal or two. So I'm going Bailey Smith.
What celebration would he hit if he kicks a goal or like wins the Norm Smith?
Or if he wins the Norm Smith, what's
Well,
he saying on
he's
stage?
already done the ice in the veins. He may do it again.
I reckon he might do like the headband.
I do not want to hear his speech though. I feel like it would just be terrible. Like, don't you reckon?
I reckon it'd be funny.
Give him the opportunity to.
Might wear the
Let's do it.
speedies like he wore a brown one.
Speedies,
Yeah, maybe while he gets up on stage. Lads, I'm going to Rogue One. Shawnee Manor. Manor from wherever. Here we go.
Right, he loves being
I love a bit of Shawnee
Has to
Manor.
be different.
I think he
think
loves his short kings.
Yeah, why not?
Where's Graham Myers?
Graham Myers, I think he is a very good player, but I think that Sean Manor is built for this occasion. He's had multiple 20-plus disposal games and 3 goal games in the one. I just think he's going to have a really good game. I think 8 of the last 20 Norm Smith medal winners, obviously there's a lot of midfielders in there, but 8 of the last 20 have actually been half forward/wings as well. The guys that can push up the ground, get a bit of the ball, because there's a bit of space on the MCG during grand final there, whereas it's a lot less space for the big forward. So although Jezza could
Lot
kick
less
it,
space for
As it-
same space.
No,
everyone.
same space. But in grand finals, it just gets a bit clogged up, and Manna's going to be on the outside and clean it up and get a few goals.
Do the ground dimensions change?
They might.
it.
That's up
You
to
never
Snoop
know.
Dogg. I don't know. It's up to Snoop Dogg. We'll see what he does.
It is.
All right. First goal. Who is going to kick the first goal? This is what everyone wants to know, Leo.
So initially it was Jeremy Cameron. I just think is a sort of safe chance, but I like Ollie
Boring.
Dempsey. Yeah, Ollie Dempsey.
Oh, that's more fun.
I just
like it.
reckon we talked about the matchup he might get, and he just loves sort of sneaking out the back, loves getting a little, for lack of a better word, cheapy. I just
You
think
did call him a cheat.
well, I said cheapy, not cheaty.
No, but you called him a
I
cheat
did
in
call him a
the
cheat.
show.
But that
last
was a
week
great
too.
word.
On field.
On the field. But I can just see him getting on the end of like a handball chain, quick snap around the corner. Everyone's rubbing his blonde locks. And
Is he the type of guy to, that kid in school just to peek over the smart kid's shoulder and take some answers off the test sheet?
100%, you were that kid too. I reckon.
100%.
Oh, was
And
that
you
kid?
were
I
the
was
kid
definitely that kid.
taking the notes.
Pretty good
No,
at the cider.
I'm not the smart kid, that's for sure. Next one, Marcus. First goal.
Yeah, I'm going to go Brisbane side of things, and I'm going to go Kai Lohman. I just think another one who, it can be a barometer for the Brisbane Lions, and he did kick the first goal, or I think kicked the first 2 goals for the Lions in last year's grand final. Sydney kicked the first goal of that game, but Kai Lohman was Brisbane's first goal kicker. And I think why not? He'll spend the majority of time in the forward 50, so Kai Lohman.
He'll have a good push-up celebration again, maybe, or something.
Maybe
else.
sit-up.
Maybe backflip or anything. I don't
Core, plank.
know. Just plank. The umpire's trying to bowl up. God, get back on the ground, mate. What are you doing?
Trying to hit a rep PB.
What's the yoga position called? Downward dog
Downward dog, yeah.
or a growling frog? Is that a thing? No, that's a golf course.
Frog.
Yeah.
The frog.
Give us a growling
There's
frog.
a frog
No,
one.
no, no.
Give us a
No,
growling-
I'm good, thank you.
He's already given us a
Liam's good with his throat. He can give us a growling frog.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Rabbit.
What are you talking about over there? I'm rattled. First goal is Charlie Cameron. I know he hasn't been in the best of form, but he actually got the first goal last time against the Geelong Cats in the qualifying final. Went missing after that, but doesn't matter.
Was it like the first 30 seconds?
First 30 seconds. I reckon he could start
It
well.
was early, wasn't it? It was
Pretty
first minute of the
early,
game.
yeah. I'm pretty sure. And anyway, he
I
got the
might be
first
wrong.
goal. He's got the second most first goals across these two teams across the last 2 years. So I just think come the moment, come at the man. He'll come back on grand final day, start him well. I don't know if he'll go missing in the second half, but he just has to get first goal for this one. So first goal for him. Lock of the week and big calls. We've been doing this every single week of the season. Let's do it. We'll start with lock for Marcus.
I think it's pretty obvious. Geelong utilised their taggers on. It doesn't even
Fair
doesn't have to be on anyone, but they utilise the taggers, and
He's
that's
done
a
that
lock.
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, boring.
It's worked for him nicely.
That's a lock. Fair enough. Leo,
I'm going with Harris Andrews 4+ spoils. Averages like 7 this year.
7. Yeah, nice.
Sneaky in a grand final. Might be a bit more like skeptical on marking it as well. So I'll just go the 4 spoils.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
like it. Yourself?
I'm going the tackle machine. Josh Dunkley, 6+ tackles. I've done this one before. I think he's gone above 11 tackles in every single finals game this season. So 6+, he can do that any
I could see him having a big tackle game. Like
Well,
I reckon 15.
Could he beat
like,
the finals record of 18? Which
That
he got
he set-
himself.
Set by himself, yeah.
He
He
could
could.
get 9.
I could see him having a lot of tackles. Yeah.
Might have to have a look at that
Will a
one.
lot of tackles win you on Norm Smith?
No.
Could he win it?
If you have 30
He
tackles,
could definitely win it.
you deserve
not
to
gonna
be.
have 30
Yeah, no, but if you
tackles.
do, that's Norm Smith.
If he had 15 tackles, 30 disposals,
Oh,
goals.
obviously, yeah.
If he had 15 tackles, 15 disposals, and 10 clangers, the umpires might give it to him.
No, he's not Matt Rowell. There we go. Big call. We'll start with Marcus on this one. We're going to get a big call right on the big day. This is what's going to happen.
I don't
Just
know.
lock it in.
this is big call and breaking news, by the way. I'm just saying.
What?
Clip it up if it actually happens, because if Geelong win the premiership, I know he's still got one more year in his contract, but I don't care. He's going to finish off on a high. And I'm saying if Geelong win, possibly Patrick Dangerfield announces his retirement.
I think that's the worst big call.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's a
He's got-
fun big call.
It is fun, but
it's not fun.
he's
I
got
don't
a-
want to see him end his career. He's a brilliant player, and he can obviously keep going. But if he wants to end on a high, let him.
Wait, what if he has
Also,
another
if-
year on his contract?
And also, if Lions win, it's just redundant.
Well, I'm just having fun here, boys.
Yeah,
you guys hate me. You,
want to
actually
play
don't
to
like me.
retire. That's not fun. You want a modern day great to hang up the boots. That is the least
go on.
fun thing I've ever
Go
heard.
on, go on. Shout out this random's YouTube account. Go on.
He's
Have
a,
some
long,
fun.
he's a long-time fan.
Long time fan. We love the long time fans. Leo, your big call.
I'm going with big ticket Morris, Snags
Oh.
4. So we said on the rap show for the prelims that Morris, We've
I was
been calling him the
but
unicorn,
it's
but we
Luke
need
Jackson.
We
yeah.
need another nickname
Fair
for him.
enough.
So courtesy of Bland Spaghetti 1177 on YouTube.
I love that name.
Big Ticket Morris because he stands up in the big games.
That's like-
Kicked
I like
6
that.
against Collingwood, 5 against the Giants, I think it was, or 6 against the Giants.
The first big ticket was Kevin Garnett in the NBA as well. So maybe
So-
something about that. Yeah.
Maybe let us know in the comments, Bland Spaghetti, if you're the. Well, what's the
Well, that just
spaghetti
sounds
gourd?
funny.
What's the spaghetti gourd?
Oh,
Isn't that a
spaghetti.
thing?
Pastafarianism is does he support Pastafarianism? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, what is it?
The flying spaghetti monster. Yeah.
The flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah.
That is an actual religion. So
It
let
is,
us know, Bland Spaghetti.
Maybe he follows that. There we go.
And we just lost a subscriber.
No, no, he loves it.
We gained a whole chorus of religion.
We gained a religion.
Exactly. We love Pastafarianism. My big call is Shawnee Manor, 18 plus
do you know
disposals and 3 goals.
It's a bit weird,
He's a
actually.
weird guy. Isn't he?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
Oh, we have
he's
to
a weird
study.
guy. You
school.
studied
Well,
it
we had
in
to study
school.
all like religions and stuff.
That makes so much
At least
sense.
we could
now.
pick
Is it a real religion? No offense.
It is. I'll show you after.
No
anyway,
offense.
Sean Manor, 18 plus disposals and 3 goals is my big call. Yes, we are still on the big call segment. I just genuinely think he can have a big game, as I mentioned before, and he can take that Norm Smith home and party with Jezza. It'll be absolutely good fun. All right, I'm calling it after all that chat. I'm calling it. That will do us for the AFL Today Grand Final preview show. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe on AFL Today on YouTube. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Subscribe, star, and like all of our shows on your podcast apps. That's Cricket Today, AFLW Today, Hold All Tickets, True Bloods, and Footy Form Guide. Thank you very much to Gerald for putting up with us all season long. Thank you, Leo.
It's grand final time. Let's go.
Let's go, Marcus.
Show it around. Send this preview to everyone you know. Let's get to 1 million views.
Oh, 1 million. There we go. We'll see you on Sunday for all things grand final. Might be a bit dusty, but we'll catch you then on AFL Today.